Hello, welcome. I'm so glad that you joined me today. I have been beating the heat by reviewing some of my students' end of year reflections and tallying the results to see what they would like to do next year, what they enjoyed about this school year that we just finished. And so I thought I would share with you today one sentence stem that the students use. So if you can see here on the right-hand side of your screen, this is what was featured on the teacher to teacher social media accounts. They showed how I had my sentence stems posted in my classroom, and I asked my students to pick, three of these sentence starters that they would like to share with me their end of year thoughts. And I have this handout easily available for you on my website. I also have a link to it in the description box below, so that way you can download this and use it, whether you want to hand it to your students, put it on the back of a whiteboard, or display it on the wall like I do. You have those choices available to you. So the one I want to share with you today is engineering is blank because blank. And what do you think my students might have said? Reflect on yourself if you've ever taught engineering or might have a thought about it. What do you think my students might have said? Well, one really stuck out to me, and it's this one. It's by a third grader, and the third grader said, engineering is incredible because Miss Moses tries her best to buy supplies for us. And I'm thinking, what supplies is this student talking about? And I looked over at the illustration here, and the student did an amazing job of showing glue and how we used glue this year. And I like how the student showed the little glue cup that we were using, and there were lots of them. And I had those distributed among the tables. So I thought that was really interesting. And I reflected personally as a teacher about my use of glue with my students. Hence why I used the thumbnail for this video with the shocked face, because many adults are a little hesitant to use glue with their students. But I have to say that this year, I am so thankful. I had two colleagues who introduced me to tacky glue and actually gave me some, and that transformed everything. This is not a sponsored video or anything, but tacky glue is amazing. It's strong, it dries fairly quickly. I find it to be a lot better than Elmer's glue. So my strategy for this school year, if you can see the table down here, I put the glue in these little plastic containers that I found at the dollar store, and I just wanted to refill them because I find that the glue bottles, they squeeze them and they just make a big mess. So I wanted to control the amount of glue. So I put the glue in that plastic bottle, and I put some paintbrushes on a plate so that way the students could specifically paint where they wanted the glue to be. So for example, when we did the cardboard tree, they could put a little glue there and then put the tissue paper there. So that way it wouldn't be just let's glue everywhere kind of mess. And it is messy. If you can see when we did the cardboard cars, I found two pictures here to share with you. If you can see the plate, there's some glue on the plate, and it was a hot mess when they put the paintbrush out, and sometimes the glue would just straggle all over the place. So I didn't think that that glue and paintbrush was necessarily the best idea. And I really reflected this year, like, what can I do differently for next year so that way I don't have glue all over the plate? I want you to think about, if you're a teacher, classroom teacher, or specialist teacher, what do you do for glue? Chime into the comment below and say, what are your management strategies for glue? My art teacher at my school suggested I try something new this next school year, and I went ahead and bought these. It's summertime now. School hasn't started. It's blazing hot outside, so I got on an Amazon and I found Colorations refillable glue jar with brush. And she had sent me an Instagram video of another teacher who uses these. And I thought this is a great idea because then I don't have the extra paintbrush. I don't have to wash them out every single time. I'm going to try this instead. So this is my strategy going forward. It will still allow the kids to paint just small little areas, like when we did this maze. If you can see here, they built the walls with the tab approach and put little glue under each tab, so that way they're not just trying to wiggle the glue all over the place and making a mess, which many people fear. But I'm hoping that these glue jars will be a great strategy. I just wanted to end by sharing a couple of other examples of students who chose to use the engineering is sentence stem. And this is another third grader who said, engineering is great because you work together and you can be creative and imaginative. I like that, how the student's illustration here is showing, working together with a partner. This student has an idea, and this other student here is agreeing to the idea and saying, yes, I like your idea. You're creative, a great imagination. Yes, let's do it together, because they do have a lot of that time to plan and to collaborate together. This is another student, fifth grader this time, who said engineering is cool because I got to communicate with other people and work together. And I like how they're showing them working together. One last one. This is a fifth grader who said engineering is fun because we get to build new things almost every day, like building bridges with Kiva planks. So again, Kiva planks were new to our classroom this year. These are wooden planks. And as you can see, we like to test them with model cars. And I found these model cars at the secondhand store, the thrift store. And so always fun to do that. And I'm glad they picked up on that, because it reminds me of a quote, one of my favorite quotes from this school year that I heard from Kim Colazzo, Colazzo Cove, as you can see her icon here. She put this on X. Again, I learned so much from my global PLN, and I hope that you will continue to collaborate with me. I love to learn from other educators. But just closing with the quote, it says, engineering is not only about making things, it's a process of creative problem solving that empowers students to think critically, collaborate, and persevere through challenges. And I think those end of reflections kind of mirror what this is saying. The students really enjoy and appreciate time to work together. They like to be creative. They like to make things. And so putting all those together with the literacy piece of having them write and illustrate their thoughts is another way of communicating what they would like to do. So what did you notice? What do you wonder? What do you do in your classroom to manage glue? What things could I try maybe to make it better? Oh, one more thing that I forgot. Next year, I plan to use glue mats, like little placemats, somehow to control. You're going to be in your spot and the glue can go on the placemat instead of the table, because I spent way too much time cleaning tables this year. But thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I'm interested in your thoughts. Join me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Join me in the YouTube comments. Let me know, how do you manage glue with your students? Thank you so much. Have a great day.